She's a girl that sits on her own, loving her life, no text on her phone.
The programme we just did was the Sayit programme, is to raise awareness about rape and sexual abuse.
Sayit, Safety Awareness Youth Information Training.
The Sayit programme was started in 2001. Sayit started in response to clients in the centre saying to us that they didn't know that there was any services available to them, that they felt that if they had been educated in school about this, that they might have gone for help sooner. So that's how we started doing it. The aims of Sayit really are to raise awareness about sexual violence, to let people know about it, to dispel the myths that surround it. For instance, that people ask for it by the clothes they're wearing. So to dispel those sort of myths, to advertise the services of the centre, to let people know that there's help out there and that they can get help and that there is help and support. So really it's about educating young people, because we know that young people are more likely to talk to each other, to talk to friends first. So we thought for that reason it would be very good for young people to have good factual information, so that if they're talking to each other, they know what they're talking about and they know where to get help and how to support somebody. So how did you feel before the programme?
I felt a bit nervous actually, because I didn't know what it was about or anything, and I was afraid that it might affect me in a bad way.
I was a bit nervous because I didn't know what to expect.
And how did you feel after?
I felt relieved.
Afterwards I was more aware of the things that could happen and how to prevent them from happening.
And it really opened up my mind anyhow.
Like, I feel a lot more informed than I did before I started, because to be honest, when I started I didn't really know much about the topic, and I really feel, like I just know more about it in general now.
The main messages for me would be that there are places to go if you need help and people to talk to.
You're not alone, that you can tell someone what's happening.
Absolutely anyone can get raped or sexually assaulted. It's not just the stereotypes that you hear about all the time. Just like a girl on way back from a night out and some creepy man down a dark alley.
It can even be male or female, so it can happen to anyone.
Anyone, absolutely anyone. Mainly people between the ages 16 to 25, but it could happen to anyone.
Most likely the perpetrator will pick out someone who they know or they think won't tell, or be afraid to tell, or might put the blame on themselves. Like, they'll think they're at fault, and it'll be like one big spiral of blame, and they won't accuse them or anything. They might even know what happened to them. Well, it could happen anywhere, but we learn mainly it's in the home. Like, it mainly happens somewhere where you feel comfortable, like somewhere you go usually. It's not the stereotype of down a dark alley or anything.
Someone that's likes to be in a situation of power.
Somebody who'd look kind of half crazy, somebody with weird eyes, kind of dirty looking. Or, yeah, definitely did have a stereotypical view of somebody, what they'd look like, but it could be anyone.
So what would your picture be now? Would you have a different image of the person? Or?
I have no image now of what a perpetrator could be. No image whatsoever. Okay. Could be anyone.
Basically someone without a conscience, someone who doesn't care about other people, who only looks after themselves, who they don't care like what they're doing, like how that's going to affect someone else. That doesn't matter to them at all. They're just looking out for themselves.
People who want power over somebody else, or who want to feel in control.
It mightn't always be a stranger that does this crime. It might be closer to home. It could be a family member or a neighbour.
They could have a lack of trust for people.
They blame themselves for what happened a lot of the time, and they kind of spiral down into a kind of depression, really.
Could become less confident in themselves, self-esteem might drop.
And they'd be scared and they'd feel alone.
They can exclude themselves from other activities or not involve themselves and close themselves off from other people.
The family, if they don't know what's going on, they'd be worried for the person who got raped or sexually assaulted, because they'd be acting all differently, and they'd be very, they'd close themselves off from them.
If the family didn't know, then it would they would just think be a moody teenager or something.
A lot of cases they might feel that they wouldn't be able to do anything that would help. They would want to know how to help the person, the victim, and they wouldn't know how. And if they don't know that they have been raped or sexually assaulted, they might just think that they're, slacking off and stuff because, they're getting depressed and kind of shutting themselves away.
So how do you think you could stay safe?
I mean, people who are mainly raped are by somebody they know, so I don't know, is there any really to stay safe from that, because you trust a person before anything ever happened to you in the first place, so how could you know, or how could you stay safe from that? I don't know.
Maybe if you told someone, if you were not sure about a person, that you didn't trust someone, or try and stay away from people that you think are suspicious.
Follow your gut instinct.
I would start off in schools and like Sayit are doing.
I would go around to every school and make people aware of what can happen, and tell them how to be safe and to talk about the issue. I would tell them that they're not alone and that they can talk to someone, and that they're not the only one that this is happening to.
Basically just, see a counsellor, someone that can help them with it, because if they, shut themselves away, they, it's the natural reaction. But if you do that, you would just keep spiralling down into a hole.
Well, if something has happened, tell someone, because keeping it yourself will just make it worse.
You can contact the Kerry Rape and Sexual Abuse Centre on Freephone 1800 63 33 33, or through their website www.krsac.ie.
You can't keep things in the back of your head forever. It'll eventually come back up, so try and get it out of your head as soon as possible, and just talk to somebody about it, really.
She's the girl that sits